Okay, I have never really done a tier list video on YouTube before, but I have done it a lot on Twitch, so I said, why not? Let's rank the first 151 Pokemon in Generation 1 by design. And in case you didn't know, I do have a Twitch account. Go follow me or sub to me at www.twitch.tv/Keyhambo. Go follow or sub to me, okay? Do it. So starting off with the first design, we got Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is a nice little vegetable, you know. You can't ever get mad at Bulbasaur. I give it a nice old A tier. Now Ivysaur is like my definitive second evolution for Bulbasaur. Got those little leaves. I give it an A tier. It's a nice design. Now Venusaur is definitely more exciting than both Bulbasaur and Ivysaur. I'd say Venusaur is a nice A tier. It's a high A tier for me. Wow, a lot of A tiers in a row. It's very rare that I see a whole evolution line that is as exciting as this one. Okay, we got Charmander. Now Charmander's a nice little flame dragon. You can't get mad at Charmander. Come on, nice fire type starter. A tier. Now Charmeleon is not really exciting for me in any way. I'd say Charmeleon's more like a B tier. I don't know, it has a dick on its head. It's not that exciting. Now Charizard is the best Pokemon out of all 9 of these starters. I'd say grand S tier. It's a great S tier. Now Squirtle is also in S tier. It's a very classic design. You can't, come on, it's a turtle with a blue pigment for its skin. Now Wartortle is, I'm gonna admit, it's a bit forgettable. Wartortle I'd say is a nice, it's a nice B tier at best. B tier at best. That's like its peak. Now although I do like Blastoise though, Blastoise is a bigger step up than Wartortle from Squirtle. I'd give Blastoise an A tier. Caterpie. Oh man, Caterpie. Oh, cute little Caterpie. I'd give Caterpie a nice B tier. It's nothing too complex. It's just a bug, really. Metapod. I don't know. Metapod always looked like it was on drugs to me as a kid, because its eyelids were never fully open, nor were they ever closed. They'd always be halfway. But it is funny to look at, so I will give it a B tier as well. Now Butterfree is an A tier. It's a great design. It's a cute little butterfly. This is my concept of a butterfly in the world of Pokemon. It's a nice little bug. Weedle. I don't know. Weedle is like Caterpie's ugly cousin. Like, oh, your cousin Weedle's coming over, but no one really cares. I give Weedle a C tier. It's whatever. Kakuna. I don't know. I kind of like how it's just staring at you. I'll give it a C tier as well, though. It's nothing great. Beedrill is amazing. I think Beedrill's actually pretty cool. I'll give Beedrill an A tier. It got drip, bro. Pidgey, it's reminiscent of the older days when I used to play Fire Red, but it's not really that great. It's just a pigeon, so C tier. Pidgeotto's a pretty good step up, I'd say. It evolved well. It elevates it back to a B tier. Now Pidgeot is it's still not great. Yeah, I'll give you a B tier. Try harder, Pidgeot. You can make it. Ratatouille. Rattata is fucking ugly. God damn, dude. Nah, I don't like this at all. D tier. Now, the difference between Rattata and Raticate is that I kind of like how Raticate looks more like a degenerate. I like how Raticate is just kind of, looks like it's about to eat a ton of shit. I don't know why. Just looks funny to me. It's a C tier. Not a huge step up, but it's something. Spiro, I think I've always thought looked better than Pidgey. I'd say Spiro is a nice B tier. Now Fearow is freaking intimidating, terrifying, horrendous. B tier as well. Now Ekans, I like how its eye is like slit, just like a snake. It's literally a rattlesnake. I mean, there's nothing much about it. So I'll give it a nice C tier. Now Arbok, S tier. Arbok is one of my favorite poison type designs in all of Pokemon. Not just Gen 1, but all of Pokemon. And also in the anime, it's pretty classic. Now Pikachu, S tier as well. Pikachu is classic, man. Come on. Isn't that the icon for Pokemon? Everyone's mom knows who Pikachu is, goddamn. Now Raichu looks like it just walked in a puddle of mud. Just like smeared its ears with it. It's not bad though. I like the tail. Because get it? I'm an electric mouse. Just fatter and slower. B tier. I'll give it a B tier. Sandshrew. Now, I do prefer Sandshrew over Sandslash most of the time. I don't think Sandshrew aged well. I'd give Sandshrew a nice A tier. It's cute little, what is that supposed to be, a reptile? Some kind of mole? I don't know. Okay, now Sandslash, It's okay. I'll give it a C tier though. Now, Nidoran girl. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care about the Nidoran, like the first evolutions. I don't really care about the pigment or the skin color of Nidoran either. The girl, the female version that is. Like the light blue, the pale blue, periwinkle, whatever you want to call it, it's not that appealing to me, so I'll give it a nice C tier. Now, it definitely spiked up once it got to Nidorina. That's for both genders as well. Nidorina is a B tier. Now, Nidoqueen is an A tier. It's not an S tier like Nidoking, we'll get to that. Now, Nidoran boy is the same as Nidoran girl, C tier. Nidorino, though, I'd say is a B tier, high B tier, because, I don't know, just, it's designed differently for sure. I think the spikes on its back do it for me. Now, Nidoking is just the most aggressive, badass, ground poison type I will ever see in my life. S tier. Like I said, it's an S tier. Now, Clefairy, I'm gonna say something right now. I don't care much about the pink Pokemon. Like, you're racist! No, shut the hell up, man. I just don't care about the pink Pokemon. Now, Clefairy is a nice, it's a nice design, though. I can't say that for, like, a lot of the pink Pokemon, though, because they all literally look the same. They all look the same. Clefairy is a nice B tier. I like Clefairy. Clefable is on the same tier, B. Vulpix, I will say is, I'd say it's a nice old A tier. Vulpix is an A tier. Ninetales, S tier. Majestic as fuck, dude. I want to freaking live in one of its tails. Okay, I will give Jigglypuff an A tier because it's an exception. Because if you watch the anime, you know why. I love Jigglypuff in the anime. Totally adorbs. Its eyes are classic. Wigglytuff, of course, has the same eyes, but in terms of structure, design, it's going to be knocked down to a B tier. Now, Zubat. Zubat's a classic design. I'll give it an A tier. Now, Golbat. Golbat, I love its huge open mouth like it's about to eat a ton of shit. I'll give Golbat an A tier as well. Oddish is adorable, but there's not much to it. But I love the simplicity. So B tier. Gloom. I don't think I would give a shit about Gloom if it didn't have that drool. It's a nice A tier. The drool is everything. The drool is really everything. Now, Violet Plume, I like how it's creepily looking at you. It has the same eyes as Oddish, except it's a bit more sinister. I don't know. It's kind of bittersweet. And I like that. I like the contrast. So I'll give it a nice A tier as well. Now, Paris, I don't care about Paris. It gets better though. C tier. Parasect, I like Parasect. I like how its eyes are just completely null. It's literally just the eye fluid, like just the iris. So it's a nice A tier for me. Venonat, there's not much to Venonat. I'll say a nice. It's not B tier. It's a C tier. Venomoth is what the hell is this? Looks like one of those sporks at lunchtime in first grade where you just like you take off the sides and then leave the middle completely fine and then you stick it in the trash. That's what its head looks like. I don't know. It's a D tier for me. I don't give a fuck about Venomoth. Diglett. Is that its mouth or its nose? I forgot. A tier. I love Diglett. It's just a thumb in the dirt. Now, Dugtrio is kind of uninspired. It reminds me a lot of Magneton, where it just attached 3 Magnemites together. And Dugtrio is not that great. C tier. Meowth is a definitive S tier. I'm pretty biased towards cats, I'll admit. But Meowth is just classic. Psyduck. Psyduck's really funny in the anime. If you've watched the anime, you know what I'm talking about. Especially Misty's Psyduck. Psyduck, yeah, it's a A tier for me. Now, Golduck is not as cool, but I appreciate the effort. I'll give it a B tier. Mankey, ew. Mankey, you're a monkey. I'll give it a B tier. Primeape, I just love the aggressive symbol on its head, like as if it's always pissed off, ready to kick some ass. It's a nice A tier. Now, Growlithe is a cute little pup. I love this little boy. Growlithe is a nice A tier. But Arcanine? Arcanine is a S tier. Come on, man. I want to freaking ride Arcanine to Neverland. Poliwag, it's not that bad. I like the swirl in the middle. I'll give it a nice C tier for now. Now, Poliwhirl, I believe, is better than Poliwag. I'll give Poliwhirl a nice B tier. Now, Poliwrath is literally just Poliwhirl. Just, it's mad, and it's angry, and probably hungry. It's the same tier. B tier. Abra, A tier. Abra's adorable. Now, Kadabra, I think, is a bit better. I love the spoon. that it's holding. I don't know why. It's the audacity of that. I know it's supposed to imply that it's a psychic type, but I mean, which other Pokemon holds utensils like this, bro? Alakazam is, that's okay. Now I'm holding 2 spoons, not 1, but 2 spoons. Alakazam is still on the A tier verge. I'd say it's not S tier, but definitely up there. Alright, Machop. I don't really care for Machop. Its fins on its head is like, I don't know, they always reminded me of cards in a deck. Like someone just slit them onto his head. I don't know. Yeah, I'll give it a C tier for now. I don't care about Machop. Machoke, though, is brawny as fuck. He is going to steal your girl right now. You better hide your kids and hide your wife, dude. Machoke is a nice-ass B tier for me. Now, Machamp, if you don't know, my favorite Ben 10 alien, in the OG at least, is Forearms. Or at least one of my favorite aliens. Machamp is definitely a nice-ass A tier. I love the Forearms design. That's literally what it reminds me of. Okay, Bellsprout. Bellsprout's a fun little leaf. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of personality, but it still carries some glitter with it. I can see its potential as it grows, and it does very much show that. So I'll give Bellsprout a nice ass B tier for now. Now Weepinbell is S tier. It's funny. It's funny. Look at it. It's big mouth. It's crossing eyes. Well, almost crossing eyes. It's not exactly crossing, but it looks like it's going that direction. Victory Bell is a nice A tier. I think it's a step down from Weepinbell, but Victory Bell is definitely still like pretty aggressive looking. Its sharp teeth and its extra leaves really do it for me. Tentacruel is, wow, I just want to rub its big pink ears. Those aren't ears probably, but you know what I mean. They're like jelly. Tentacruel's a B tier. Now Tentacruel is an A tier. It's just so intimidating. You don't fuck with Tentacruel, okay? Geodude is a rock that floats and has 2 arms. C tier. Graveler, I think, is worse. I don't care for rock types that much. I'm gonna be completely candid. Graveler is more like a, it's like a lower C tier. Now Golem, what the fuck is this thing, bro? Where's your neck? D tier. Ponyta is a nice ass A tier, along with Rapidash, who is another A tier. I love both Pokemon designs, but I don't know, Rapidash isn't S tier worthy for me. Now Slowpoke, I feel is C tier. Slowbro, though, is a bit better because of that thing that's about to eat its ass, and it's still smiling as if nothing is about to eat its ass. So the audacity of that brings it all the way back to an A tier. Now Magnemite is classic, A tier, but then Magneton is, like I said, uninspired. I don't think Magneton's all that. Bring it back down to a C tier. Farfetch'd, I actually like Farfetch'd, and it definitely aged well from Farfetch'd to Sirfetch'd. I think Sirfetch'd is amazing, but that's a different generation. Farfetch'd gets a nice old B tier. Doduo, I don't like these 2 birds. I'll give it a C tier. Now Dodrio, I like how they all have like different moods. Sometimes, like one of them's screaming, one of them's just completely lost, and then the other one's just like looking to the side as if it's about to wait for someone to box with. So that kind of makes me laugh, so I'll give it a B tier. Seal is one of the lazy designs in Gen 1. I don't think Seal's all that creative. It's called Seal. We know it's a Seal line. C tier. Now Dugong, it's not that much more than Seal. It's just kind of standing up. But I'll give it a B tier just because of its cute nature. Grimer. Grimer's a nice little sludge. It's not a nice little purple sludge. I'll give it a nice B tier. We'll give it a B tier. Muck. Oh man, the audacity of Muck just kills me. Fuck it, dude. It's an A tier. Muck is, come on, man. It's a blob. Shelter's fun to look at. I'd say it's a nice, I'll give it a B tier. Now, Cloister. Cloister, I've always admired as a kid. I always loved the horn on top of its head. And, like, how it's in a clam. I love that. So, it's an A tier. Ooh, now the ghost type designs in this generation. I'd say they started off pretty well. So, Ghastly is an immediate A tier. And then Haunter is probably my favorite one out of the 3 in the evolution line. I'd say S tier. Haunter, I love Haunter so much. Just how its clawing and floating at the same time. I don't know how to describe it. I just love its design. Then Gengar is also an S tier, but I'd put Gengar a bit lower than Haunter just because I love Haunter that much. Now Onix it's classic for sure. If you know Brock, you know Onix. Onix is, I'd say, a B tier. It's nothing crazy, but I do love the idea of like a rock snake. I've never seen that before as a kid. I always thought I used to like Drowsy, but now I'm looking at it, I don't know. It's based off of what? An elephant? Nah, elephants are way bigger. I'll give it a C tier. I like Hypno though because it's holding that little charm or whatever that is that it uses Hypnotize with. I'll give Hypno a higher C tier. It's nothing much crazier because I don't really like its face. Now Krabby is not that great. I like the crab design though. I'd say that. It's a B tier. Kingler. It's alright. I mean, I saw something different when I saw Krabby as it evolved, but it's still whatever. It's still a B tier. Now Voltorb and Electrode win the prize for best Pokemon idea designs for evolution lines. I mean, who would have thought? You just turned the Pokeball upside down and then boom, you got an Electrode. Both of them deserve a D tier. Actually, Electrode deserves a C tier because of its face. I like how it's smiling at me. Looks weird. I give Execute a nice old C tier. Not bad, not great. Now Executor, I love I love the 3 heads on Executor. One of them kind of reminds me of the animation from Mob Psycho for some reason. The one that's like blank-faced. I don't know. I like that one. It's a nice B tier for me. Cubone, A tier. Amazing design. Cute. Wants its mommy. It's classic. Now Marowak isn't really that interesting to me. It just kind of holds a bigger bone and has a bigger shell on its head. Well, I don't think it's necessarily bigger. It's more like it's covering more of its face. But Marowak is like a C tier. Now Hitmonlee is the better out of the both Hitmons until we get to Gen 2, which is Hitmontop, I believe. Hitmonlee, I'll give it a B tier. I love Hitmonlee. I mean, as a kid, I preferred punches because, I mean, Fire Punch, Thunder Punch. That was just something easier for me to imagine. Fire Kick. What the hell would that look like? Hitmonchan, I like how it's wearing shoes now. And it has boxing gloves, which makes sense for the character. I appreciate it, but it's not as good as Hitmonlee. I'll give it a nice C tier. Lickitung. Lickitung. God damn, dude. Don't bring your girl outside the house when you see Lickitung. I think the audacity of Lickitung is better than its actual design. So I'll give it an A tier. I think Licky is a bit better from, what, Gen 4? I think it's Gen 4. Coffee! God damn, why does Coughing thinks it's such a good Pokemon? Like, it's not that great. In the anime, it thinks it's the shit. Just get obliterated by Thunderbolt. C tier. Now, Weezing I appreciate a little bit more because there's 2 of them that are connected by, a puff of poison, I think that is. I don't know what exactly that's supposed to be behind them. I'd say a higher C tier. Rhyhorn, I don't know. Its face always kind of made me laugh because it's so small, but it's such a big body. I'll give it a C tier. Rhydon, I'll give a nice B tier. It's a step up. It's an improvement, but not enough of an improvement. Chansey is freaking amazing. I love Chansey. It's a big ol' A tier. Everything is in the egg. If you just have Chansey, it's like, whatever. I mean, it's still cool. It's still cute. But, I mean, you got the egg there. Come on. Tangela. It's a thing covered by grass. Who cares? C tier. Kangaskhan. I kind of like that kid in the pouch idea based on a kangaroo. Hence Kangaskhan. But, I'll give it a nice B tier. I was going to give it a C tier, but I think the kid really saved this thing. Now, Horsey. Horsey I admire. Horsey I admired as a kid as well. I'll give it a nice C tier for now. Now, Seadra looks cool as hell. I think Seadra deserves a big ol' A tier. It jumped from Horsey all the way up to Seadra. That's pretty cool to me. Goldeen is a B tier. It's whatever. Now, Seaking is really supposed to be a Feebas. I don't know. It's not that interesting. C tier. Alright, who else we got? We got Staryu. Ooh. I love Staryu in the anime. It's just was like, Cha! I'll give it a nice ass A tier. I think it's cool. Starmie. You get to Starmie though. All the drip is there. 2 stars connected in 1. I kind of love that idea. And the jewel just looks more, I don't know. I like the jewel more. That's a ruby to me. I don't even know if it's supposed to be a ruby. Is that supposed to be a ruby? Either way, S tier. Starmie's an S tier. Now, Mr. Mime, It's okay. I mean, I get it. It's a clown, psychic. It's supposed to psych you out. Oh, get it? Look at my magic trick. But I'll give it a B tier for now. Now Scyther has mad drip. S tier all the way. I feel like I don't even have to explain myself. I don't have to explain myself, do I? Do I? Jinx. I don't like it. C tier. It's not trash though. Electabuzz. Electabuzz is okay. I'll give it a nice B tier. I prefer Elekid, but Electabuzz is okay. Now Magmar has an ass on its head, and I think that is just fucking great. We're gonna give Magmar a big ol' A tier, just because of its butt head. Pinsir, again, A tier. I think Pinsir's a nice ass A tier. Just its aggressive horns, it's about to freaking cut you up and shit. Like, do not run up on Pinsir. You know how they say don't bring a knife to a gunfight? Just don't fight Pinsir at all. Tauros, I don't know, this design is kind of bullshit. But who cares about Tauros, really? It's just a bull. It's, yeah, D tier. It's not inspired at all. Magikarp, ooh. Terrible Pokemon. Funny ass design. I love that little... I always thought that fin on top of its body was a crown and not its fin. Oh wait, no, it is a crown, right? Because its fins are on either side of it, like a fish is supposed to be like, right? Okay, I'm gonna give Magikarp an A tier. Now Gyarados is S tier. Just majestic as hell, about to eat you, intimidating as hell. They really delivered on this design. I think they did a good job. Lapras is an A tier. I loved Lapras as a kid, and I love Lapras now. One of my favorite water type Pokemon in Gen 1. I feel like the concept of Ditto is more interesting than how it looks. I'll give Ditto a C tier. Now Eevee's an A tier. It's cute, has those little tufts of hair on either side of it. It's probably all around its neck. But yeah, it's the reason why I chose Let's Go Eevee over Let's Go Pikachu. Alright, now Vaporeon is probably my favorite evolution, next to Glaceon. I'd give Vaporeon a nice ass S tier. S tier is for Vaporeon. Now Jolteon it's a huge step down for me. I don't really care about this evolution in particular. I think it's more like, it's okay. I get the spikes and shit because it's an electric type, but I'll give it a nice C tier for now. Now Flareon, it's on the same tier, except it's not as interesting as Jolteon still. Porygon, I don't know. It's whatever. It's a bunch of polygons mixed together. You get it? Porygon? Yeah, I'll give it a C tier. I've always loved Ammonite over Kabuto, but I've always loved Kabutops over Amistar. So I'm gonna give Ammonite a nice B tier, and Amistar, yeah, I'd say a nice ass B tier as well, just on the same level, but lower on the tier. Kabuto, I love this little thing, man. It's crawling legs and stuff. I don't know, I just find that so adorable sometimes, so I'm gonna give it a nice A tier. Kabutops, though, is higher on the A tier list because, it's just really cool. Aerodactyl, I feel, is like one of those flying types that you would be intimidated to even go outside because they exist. So I'll give it Aerodactyl an A tier. I like this design. Snorlax is classic. Snorlax deserves a big ol', I'll say A tier for now. I think it's an A tier. It's not S tier because it's classic, but I don't love everything about Snorlax. It's big, and I think that's all I need. Now we get into the legendaries here. We got Articuno, which is my favorite out of the 3 legendary birds. I will say, yeah, S tier. My favorite legendary bird. Now Zapdos complicates things a lot. I don't really care about Zapdos. It's an electric flying type. I get it, but it's not that great to me. I'll give it a B tier. Now Moltres is a tiny improvement from Zapdos, but not enough of an improvement to give it a higher tier rating. So I'd say it's a B tier still. It's still a B tier. All right, Dratini. Dratini's cute. I like Dratini. I think Dratini deserves a B tier for now. Now Dragonair is an A tier. It's longer, yeah, but look at its neck. It got that bead on it. I don't even know what that's supposed to represent, but I do like the other things. I do like how it's placed on its tail as well. It kind of looks like those things you put beads on, like the strings. It reminds me of that. Now Dragonite. Oh, goddamn. Hold up. My phone's about to die. Now Dragonite, I'd say it's an A tier. I understand why people would give it an S tier because of its, get it? It's a dragon. But, I don't know, Dragonite to me is not really my definitive dragon evolution from Dragonair. I'd say it's different, but I still like it. Now Mewtwo. Come on. S tier, man. Mewtwo is obviously an S tier, man. Mew I think it's fine. I think it just gets too much hype though. It's not as good as Mewtwo. People would be like, Mew and Mewtwo are both S tier, but I think Mew is an A tier because I still like it, but Mewtwo's better, man. Come on. Wow, that was all the Pokemon from Gen 1. That was all the designs. And I have a lot to edit, so I'm gonna leave now. And don't forget to follow me on Twitch. I stream there every week, at least once a week. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the flip side. Next time we're doing Generation 2 designs. So click the bell thing, whatever. You know what it looks like. Alright, pieces.